This is a video to show you how to use ScoreBridge to run the events on a Monday afternoon where we typically have between 2 and 4 tables at the moment. So we're logged into the club computer. Uh, you should have attached the Bridgemate server into the USB port on the right hand side of the computer, and you should see the light shining on that. So what we're going to do is start ScoreBridge. You can double click on the icon on the desktop, or I tend to use the buttons at the bottom on the taskbar, and so just one click on that will start up ScoreBridge. The first thing you'll see is previous events. We tend to keep this list there just so you know what's happening and going on, and we'll clear it up when it gets too big. So we're going to run a new event. So the first thing we do is click New Event, and we put in an event description. And so maybe this is going to be Monday 9. It helps if it's unique. And the main thing you need to know is the number of tables. Um, so just put the number of tables you've got in here and you round up if you've got half a table. So 2.5 tables, then you'd put 3 in. So I'm going to put 3 tables in here and click OK. And then we get movement. Now, depending on the previous person who's used the computer, you'll see that there are a number of available movements. The supplied movements, so those are the movements that come with ScoreBridge, and there are various movements depending on how many rounds you want and such like. We've also tried to put club standard movements, and the one we're using for Monday afternoons is the 5 round Howl pairs. And the uh, table movements for these are in the box with the Bridgemates. Um, you can also just use the Bridgemates and rely on them if you want. So this will be the movement we're going to use. We're not going to play 25 boards, but this is a 5 round Howl pairs. That's what the F5R stands for. So we're going to play 15 boards. So 3 boards around. If you put 4 in, you'd play 20 boards, which is more than we normally play on a Monday. So we'll put 3 boards in for a total of 15 boards. If we look at the movement here, we see the starting positions of the pairs. Pair 1 is normally the sit-in pair, so that's where you want to put someone with mobility difficulties. And this is the movement we want to start, so we say yes, and then we go OK. Is there a missing pair or half table? So if there is, you can omit them by the pair number. Or you can omit them by saying they're north-south table 1. But there isn't a missing pair, so we'll say no. And we just get a final check movement. Is this what we want to do? Has no one else walked in to make it a 4-table movement? So I'll say yes here. So I'll just click on yes, correct. And it says, do you want to use an existing wireless database or a new one? And we always want to use a new one. Connect to existing is only used if there's been some sort of failure during the movement, and generally you don't want to go through those problems. So we'll say no, create new database. And what it does now is you'll see at the bottom of the screen it started up the Bridgemate control software. This is the wireless control. The Bridgemates aren't active. You don't need to worry about this. So at this point, the Bridgemates are active. If people are at those tables, then they can click to start the Bridgemate. It'll ask them which table they're on, and it'll ask them to enter in their names. And you'll see that all the names are then entered. If for some reason there are players who can't remember their number or players who aren't members of the club and you've got to put their names in, then you can do view edit players and then just do OK save. But we'll go back to wireless control, which is this page. And actually you can now leave the computer and just play your bridge, do the movement. And at the end of, at the start of each round, you'll see Bridgemates, the number of scores that have been put in, which boards are still outstanding, so you can see which pairs are being slow. And when everybody's played, you can move them all, and then you can it'll automatically do everything that needs to be done. It'll come up with the new round on the Bridgemate. It'll come up with the new round on here. So at the end of the session, you then need to click on Score Sheets, which will show you all the scores, and you need to click on All Boards Done. And that's all you need to do with ScoreBridge. I'll cover about what to do afterwards in the next video about uploading the results, which you might want to just look at the first couple of minutes of, just to see what you'll see there. But because there are no results entered here, I can't do that here. So what I'm going to do now is just stop everything. Now, you may want to stop everything if another pair or another table comes and you need to restart with a different movement. And it's a lot easier to do if you just shut everything down. So bring up the wireless control and do File Exit. You'll often get a warning message there. We can click on the close here. We can cancel this. And we can cancel this. And you see we've got a Monday 9 here. And we can just delete this event. Only delete events that you really want to. Don't delete any older ones, although we do have backups. And delete everything, the wireless database, kill the field. And that's all you need to do. And now if someone else has come in and you want to run a 4-table event, you can put the same Chatty 9 or Chatty Monday 9. We've now got 4 tables. Okay, so there are no club supplied standard movements for this. I should fix this on Friday, so it should be there for normally. The supplied movements, I think we use the bottom one here. Again, change the number of boards, and it's 7 boards around. So if you've got 4 tables, you're going to play 2 boards around and play 14 boards. And you click OK. Is there a missing pair and a half table? Will say no. Yes, that's correct. Create a new database. Very important. We don't need that. And this will then just run. You can leave the computer now, go and play and enjoy your bridge, and just come back to the computer when it's finished. And in the next video, I'll show you what to do with that.